Good morning. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Great crowd. I see many in the audience, including Board of Trustees, the Pakistan American Friendship Association, Seeds of Learning, Asian American Alliance, and others, all joining to celebrate children who've made an extraordinary difference in the world. 2020 is a year of strength, courage, and change. In the coming months, we will observe significant anniversaries of young people who have quite literally changed the world. These are extraordinary people, children who refuse to give up on their dreams, children who serve as inspiration to both young and old alike. They're represented by the young people featured in the Power of Children exhibit here at the museum. We're also announcing today, and this is really exciting, there will be a fourth child of the 2000s added to the exhibit. Joining us to tell us more about that fourth child, as well as the activities for the year leading up to that new exhibit, is Dr. Jeff Patchen, President and CEO of the Children's Museum of Indianapolis.
Good morning. There are a significant number of anniversaries we will be recognizing in 2020 that celebrate the courage of children to make a difference. January 27th of this year will mark the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, a Nazi-run concentration camp that imprisoned Jewish children and families during World War II. Anne Frank was a child of the 1940s. She and her family were initially sent to Auschwitz. All but her father died, and he was freed during that liberation. Before she died, Anne used the power of words to convey in her diary what it was like to dream of a world free of hatred. Ruby Bridges was a child of the 1960s. In November, we will celebrate the 60th anniversary of Ruby becoming one of the first children in the American South to integrate public schools. Ruby used the power of action to attend school. She was escorted to class every day by federal marshals to a single teacher whose main job was to protect her from the racist crowds who threw things at her and threatened her life. April 8th will mark the 30th anniversary of the death of another brave child who suffered tremendously, Ryan White. Ryan was a child of the 1980s who contracted pediatric HIV and AIDS through a tainted blood product used to treat hemophilia. Ryan used the power of voice to fight for his right to attend school, even though he was constantly bullied, threatened, and eventually removed from school because of the fear that surrounded his disease. Now I'd like to invite Mike Sherman back to help me unveil the image of the fourth child who will be added to the gallery, a child who became the youngest person ever to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Malala Yousafzai. Malala is a Pakistani activist for female education. She became the youngest person ever to be awarded the Nobel Prize at the young age of 17 years old. She is known for human rights advocacy, especially the education of women and children in her home of Swat Valley in northwest Pakistan, where the local Taliban had at times banned girls from attending school. Malala used the power of education to fight for human rights. In this video clip from the United Nations, she is talking about having an international day named in her honor.
Never before, I believe, has a 16th birthday been celebrated in this way. But never before either have we had a teenager that has shown such courage. And never before have we had a teenager who is so passionate about the future of education.
Today is the day of every woman, every boy, and every girl who have raised their voice for their rights. There are hundreds of human rights activists and social workers who are not only speaking for their rights, but who are struggling to achieve their goal of peace, education, and equality. Let us wage a global struggle against illiteracy, poverty, and terrorism. Let us pick up our books and our pens. They are our most powerful weapons. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Education is the only solution. Education first. Thank you.
Powerful words indeed. And now I'd like to read a letter we received yesterday from Dr. Asad Khan, Ambassador of Pakistan to the United States. I would like to congratulate the Children's Museum of Indianapolis for announcing the Malala's World exhibit. This exhibit will pay tribute to the remarkable accomplishments of Malala Yousafzai, the youngest Nobel laureate and a global icon for girls' education. For thousands of children who will throng the galleries of this great museum in times to come, this exhibit will immortalize Malala's courage, perseverance, and leadership. Malala embodies the true spirit and resilience of the valiant people of Pakistan. Her bravery and courage in the face of adversity has inspired millions around the world to stand up for the cause of education. Today, Malala is a role model for the world's youth. While we pay tribute to Malala, I want to share that girls in Pakistan are emerging successfully across all walks of life. The government of Pakistan remains committed to the social and economic empowerment of girls. We need champions like Malala to remind us that there is no greater power in the world than education. So long as there are heroes like her, the future of the world is bright and secure. Now I'd like to invite Jennifer Robinson, our Vice President of Experience Development and Family Learning, to talk a little bit about what we can expect to see in this new edition of the Power of Children exhibit. Jennifer.
Thank you, Jeff. We are very excited because this will be the only permanent exhibit about Malala in the world. She won several high-profile awards at a very young age, including the 2014 Nobel Peace Prize, and became a United Nations Messenger of Peace in 2017, with a special focus on girls' education. The expanded portion of the exhibit will feature her life, the challenges she faced as she attempted to get an education, and the positive impact she has had around the world. We will recreate her home in the Swat Valley, as we have done with the other children, and present information about her life, showing how she used her humble family computer to express her message. The exhibit will feature her legacy as well, and also showcase other girls who have stood up for the right to attend school. This exhibit would not be possible without our friends and the support of the Malala Fund. And today I'm pleased to welcome Hannah Ornstein, Director of Communication and Creative for the Malala Fund.
Hello everyone. Thank you to the Children's Museum of Indianapolis for hosting me in this exhibit. I just wanted to speak briefly about Malala Fund, which was established in 2013 by Malala and her father Malala Yousafzai. And we work around the world so every girl can learn and lead without fear. We support a network of education champions, people who are already established, working in their communities, who understand the problems that girls face and the barriers to their education. And we support them through this network to help them scale and address these issues at a larger level. We work in Afghanistan, Brazil, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, and countries hosting Syrian refugees in Turkey and Lebanon. You can find more about our organization at malala.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Anne Frank, Ruby Bridges, Ryan White, and soon Malala Yousafzai will help remind us of the power of children in this exhibit. Words, action, voice, education. The acronym is WAVE. These children serve as our waves of change. The Power of Children exhibit is made possible by lead gifts from Deborah Simon, the Ephraimson Family Fund, Chase, the National Endowment for the Humanities, the Duke Energy Foundation, Mr. and Mrs. Jerome P. Martin, the U.S. Institute of Museum and Library Services, the Cummins Foundation, and the Anne Frank House in Amsterdam. Initial support for the edition of Malala Yousafzai's story is being provided by the Allen Whitehill Clues Charitable Foundation and the U.S. Institute of Museum and Library Services. These partners have helped make it possible for us to begin to share Malala's stories. But we have a ways to go in terms of funding to be able to complete the Malala's World Experience to make it truly extraordinary. Our bottom line budget for this experience is just over $900,000, and we are glad to say that we are more than halfway there. So far, we've raised $484,850, and we still need to raise a little over $422,000. It's important to remember that we all play a part every day through the kindness we show others and the actions we take. Please join us celebrating the power of children, a year of action. Here's a sample of some of the commemorations and action items in the year to come. January 27th, again, is the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. April 8th is the 30th anniversary of Ryan White's passing. July 12th is International Malala Day. November 15th is the 60th anniversary of Ruby Bridges integrating public schools in the American South. Follow us on social media every week, starting this Monday, to find out ways you can bring waves of change to your community. We plan to open the new Malala portion of the Power of Children exhibit next year, provided we have the necessary funds. Thank you for joining us this morning, members of the media. Please find Kimberly Harms. Kimberly, where are you? Right there. If you would like to conduct any interviews or get further information. Thank you all for joining us this morning, and thank you for your support for the Power of Children and the new Malala's World exhibit. Thank you so much.